Morning, even afternoon. We got a banger for y'all today, baby. We got a video from Josh here. Got the link in the description. As always, check out all of his videos, man. He's great. What we got for you here is him making a New York style pizza versus an Italian style pizza. I also get my little 2 cents here about all the other pizzas, the Chicago, Detroit style. You'll see what I mean. If y'all do enjoy this, leave a like, hit the sub. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. I'll catch you in the next one.
This feels like dangerous
I'm a
territory.
pizza expert,
endless
bro.
battle waged to be ended here.
I don't really know what Italian pizza is. You know, I grew up in New York. I know New York style. I know Chicago. I lived in Chicago for a while. I think Italian's just kind of like more sauce, maybe, and like less cheese.
Today it is Italian versus American, aka New York pizza. Let's go people off from goddamn 2 different freaking continents. What are you gonna do about that? I know there's a lot of different American pizzas and there's a lot of different Italian pizzas, all right? We picked 2 of my personal favorites, New York and Neapolitan. Ding, ding, ding. They're both great pizzas. So for the record, before we even do this, let's have it be a clean fight. Let's have it be a respectful fight. And let's understand that pizza is delicious in many forms. And I know that some people feel that the New York pizza is not a real pizza. So let's define it today. So with all that being said, let's make this, shall we? So it's time. We've got
in my head,
different
New York pizza, it's thin sliced, you pick it up, no bend, right? It doesn't like flop, and then you can fold it, and like that's how I think New York pizza is. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up in Syracuse, we have incredible pizza, man. And moving down to Florida, we don't have as much now. But I will say, here's the thing. A lot of people go like New York and Chicago, right? But Chicago style, in my opinion, is very good. They're very different though. You know, Lou's with the butter crust and stuff and the sausage, it's so good. You know what I'm saying? And they're good in their own avenues. You know, it's like Chicago, if you're in that mood for that, it's incredible. New York pizza, if you're in the mood for that, it's incredible. Now, I will say, I've really had Italian.
Mr. Italiano,
like that. I've never really had
water, salt, yeast. And the American version containing not only sugar, but also being fermented completely different with significantly more yeast.
We have sugar in our pizzas?
First, let's start off with the American pie. In a container containing 617 grams of water, add 14 grams of instant yeast, and 25 grams of granulated sugar. An Italian pizza dough skin. Whisk that together and set to the side. Separately, get a large bowl.
I didn't know we
filled
put
with
sugar in our
950 grams
dough.
of all-purpose
I just learned
flour,
something.
Another Now mix in 19 grams of fine sea salt by hand till combined. Pour your sugary yeasties into your flour mixture. Mix that by hand until you get a rough dough, and then knead on a clean work surface until it starts to easily pull away from said work surface and you have a relatively smooth dough. Grease a bowl, pop that into that greased bowl. Let that rise for 1.5 to 2 hours at room temp or until 2.5 times its original size. Punch it down, divide into 300-gram pieces, lightly form into balls. Pop that into a pizza proofing box, top of the lid, and proof for 3 to 4 hours at room temp.
A pizza proofing box.
American dough. Now moving on to, I know, settle down Italians, we love ya. Mwah, mwah. Anyway, get yourself 512 grams of water, whisk in 3 to 4 grams of instant yeast until dissolved, much less than before. Separately in a large bowl, fill with 800 grams of double O tipo flour, not all-purpose. Keep it Italiano. To that you'll add 16 grams of fine sea salt. Mix that by hand till combined, add your yeasty juice, and mix by hand until you get a rough dough. Knead that for 5 to 7 minutes or until you get a beautifully smooth and supple dough. Now lightly coat the bottom of your bowl with super duper virgin olive oil. Form your dough into a lightly taut ball. Plop into your big old bowl. Cover tightly with plastic wrap and place in the fridge for 24 hours. Now once that's done, punch it down. Form these into
way longer than America.
50-gram pieces. Gently roll those into light balls.
Is there? I have this thought in my head. I just want to get it out. Is there a spot in Italy or something where like there's no gluten? Is that Italy? Or something like that? Please, I'm gonna look at this video. Comment down below and let me know. It's like this one spot where the food is so pure that, or it's like all so natural that there's no gluten or something like that in any of the food there. It's crazy.
Pizza proofing box. Cover with the lid.
Comment down below. Let me know. I might be wrong.
At room temp. Now, while those are going, we'll make our American pizza sauce, which ironically is the most involved. In a medium sauce pot, add 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon or 9 grams of extra virgin olive oil. Let that heat, and once the butter is melted and bubbling, add in 6 cloves of rough chopped garlic, saute just until fragrant, then add 2 teaspoons or 4 grams of red pepper flakes. I like it a little spicy, all right? Now let that cook, stirring occasionally until the garlic is golden brown toasted. Then immediately add in a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes and a splash of water. Then to that, you'll add 2 teaspoons or 2 grams of dried oregano, 1.5 tablespoons or 21 grams of Italians plug your ears, granulated sugar, salt and pepper to taste, and a light.
I never knew that. That's actually very interesting. I didn't realize how much sugar we put in our pizzas.
And simmer for 12 minutes, stirring occasionally until reduced and viscous like this beauty right here. Season that with salt until it's to your liking. Let that cool, and that's your American pie sauce. Next up, the Italiano. This one's significantly easier and simpler. So get yourself a 28-ounce can of whole peeled Italian San Marzano tomatoes, drain the liquid out of those, and then gently squeeze each tomato to remove their excess water. In a food processor, place just those whole tomatoes along with 3 to 4 cloves of peeled garlic, fresh ground black pepper, and salt to taste, and 2 tablespoons or 18 grams of your best olive oil. Blend that on high until as smooth as possible, and that's it. Now let's finish these bad boys. The Italian one goes into a true 750-degree pizza oven, and the American one into a hot home oven. So for the American pie, you'll need to preheat a baking steel or pizza stone in the middle of your oven, around 500 degrees Fahrenheit, for at least 30 to 45 minutes before starting. Once done, flour a pizza peel generously, grab one dough piece, plop it down onto your work surface, flour your dough generously, then start by punching your dough down in the center, working your way out to create a border about a quarter of an inch.
I wonder why he didn't do this one in the pizza oven, or like the stone or whatever.
Gently stretching as you go.
There's a lot of
13 to 14
restaurants that do that.
Layer on a couple tablespoons of your sauce, starting
Not
in
in
the
the
center,
oven, I guess is what I'm saying.
working your way to the edge until the pie is evenly.
I was thinking about getting one of those. You guys want to talk about the wood fire like pizza stone oven things they got? You can like put it in your backyard. It's just like, for me, I'm like, realistically, how much would I use it? Right? I've never really ever made my own pizza at home, but it's like, if I had that, would I? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it smells incredible when you're making it and stuff like that. So
mozzarella, 2 cups Monterey Jack, and half a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. And I don't care if this is the American or Italian version, it's fresh grated. Now that's tossed together beautifully and sprinkled over your pizza to your heart's desire. Now load that into your oven onto your baking steel, close and let it bake for 5 to 7 minutes, or until the edges get a nice deep golden brown and the cheese is bubbly melted. Pull that out, and not gonna lie, this thing looks pretty good. Now hold your
just did
horses.
cheese.
Italian time. Shaping and saucing is the exact same here, except this time you'll stretch this to no more than a 10 to 12 inch pie. Spread on your sauce, and then add nice little chunks of fresh buffalo mozzarella. Big chunk here, small chunk there, have fun with it. A couple of torn leaves of fresh basil. Wait a minute, Josh, you can't cook basil on the pizza, that'll kill the flavor. Listen, sweetheart, if this is done traditionally and cooked quickly enough, then yes, it will lose a little flavor, but it will also lightly perfume the pizza with that basil scent. Now, optionally, hit that with a glug of extra virgin olive oil. Load that into a 750-degree pizza oven. Cook for 30 seconds.
Something like that I was thinking about getting, but I don't know how much I'd realistically use it.
Halfway,
but like, I wonder why he didn't do the American pizza that way.
Take it out, and that is a goddamn gorgeous pie. Now to finish, we're gonna add some fresh torn basil leaves to bolster our now newly perfumed pizza. Now, side by side, sure, they're from 2 different parts of the world, but despite the differences, maybe they can both see the beauty in each other. But is there a winner? Let's find out.
I mean, just looking at them, I'm a little biased here, but like, I think I would prefer the American pizza.
Mamma mia. We have 2 different pizzas. They both look extraordinarily different. Let's begin with the smell. Oh, molto bene. This one kind of loses the smell test. You've got the garlic, the fresh tomato sauce. You smell the char, the smoke. On this, it's mostly just cheese I'm picking up. Not a bad thing, but I prefer this one. It's good. It's exactly what you think a New York pizza is gonna taste like, roughly, right? Caramelized cheese. The sauce is a little spicy, a little sweet. I like it, I love it. This is gonna be a bite. I'm just gonna be straight up. This, to me, is better. Period. End of story. Sorry, New Yorkers. I already, whoa, stop. I know you're freaking out. Well, he didn't make it properly. Look, been all over New York and had plenty of pizzas. Been all over Italy and had plenty of pizzas. I'm making both of these pizzas, so I'm using all of my professional knowledge to tell you, I like this one more.
Editing, bro.
Because this has more depth of flavor. There's more layers to it. I like that it's not so just heavy and laden, it's balanced. Given either of these choices, I'm not gonna be upset because they're both equally delicious in their own way.
True.
But we'll bring in some other representatives. Let the line begin.
Italian. Ooh, New York. Ooh, 2-2.
I love New York. I'm a big fan. My father is from New York, okay? So I'm sorry. The Italian one's the winner. They technically are the OGs, so they deserve it. But New York, we
That is true.
We still have heart for you, and you have your place in this world. You wanna know what else has a place in this world? B-roll.
You know, I think at the end of the day, pizza's pizza. You know, like, are they all different in their own way, right? Chicago's very different from New York. New York's very different from, like, what is it, Detroit style? And I hadn't had Detroit style until recently, this place called Jets. I never really had a Detroit style, you know? So it's like, at the end of the day, though, they're all great. I eat them all. I'll eat Chicago. I'll eat Detroit. I'll eat New York. I'll eat the Italian if that's what's in front of me, because I love pizza. I will say, if I had to pick one, though, I'm taking New York style.